One of the pleasures of Love Never Dies for people who saw Phantom of the Opera, which you assume is most of the English-speaking world, well, any language-speaking world, is that it revisits the characters from Phantom, Madame Giry, Meg, Christine, the Phantom himself, and Raoul, and it has some kind of interesting inferences and discoveries and surprises about how their lives have transpired in the 10 years since we last saw them. But the brand new character in the piece, the most significant new character, is actually Christine and Raoul's son, Gustave. And there's a kind of a sense in which, through that character, through the eyes of the child, we see Coney Island come alive in all its complexity. Coney Island is a fascinating environment for the Phantom to have found himself in, because it is an environment that's full of illusion and surprise. It's full of danger and excitement, and it's also an environment in which people, you know, in history, in fact, people who were deformed in many different ways through birth found a home. So it's a perfect kind of sanctuary for the Phantom to, as it were, pass unnoticed. But Gustave, when he arrives there, he encounters Coney through the eyes of a child, but a very exceptional child. So he's full of wonder, there's a little fear, but through the fear emerges this extraordinary excitement for the unknown and the dangerous, and there's a big song called The Beauty Underneath, where he kind of sings about how kind of strangely weird and ugly everything is, but how he sees underneath it a kind of mesmerizing kind of beauty. So the actor playing Gustave is 10 years old, has to be 10, it's very clear, and his voice, interestingly, has to kind of access both those areas. He has to be able to sing very elegically, like classic voice soprano, but he also needs to have a very kind of exciting chest voice as well. He needs to be able to go into really quite a vigorous kind of funky chest voice when he starts to explore that kind of darker side of his personality that he finds unleashed by Coney Island. So I think it's a challenging role. It's a very, very big role for a young actor. But I'm hoping that we can find not just one, but at least 4, 5 Gustaves here, because of course in Australia that's how many we need to make sure that the show runs every night. So if your son is possessed of great beauty, flawless voice soprano and a great chest register, could you please bring him into the auditions, because I'd be very interested in casting him.